Hey guys, I just wanted to show off my Michael Jordan PC. I got into my personal collection of Michael Jordan. I got into Michael Jordan just collecting a few of his cards. I just wanted to invest in some sporting cards because the sporting card boom is just absolutely going insane at the moment, and especially Michael Jordan. The last couple of months, he's just exploded as a collector's item. And I just wanted to showcase my really cheap personal collection. So these are just cards that, like, while I was researching Michael Jordan, I spent a few months researching him. I sort of fell in love with how passionate collectors talked about certain cards, and I was just like, sort of going for falling in love with their enthusiasm for cards. I was like, oh, I got to get that, and you sort of learn the an impact of a card, what it had on the hobby, and what the card represents, and things like that. And these are just some of the cards that really encapsulate that sort of enthusiasm. So firstly, I just want to say it's such we're so fortunate to have an athlete like Michael Jordan. And have all these great photographers and videographers and editors that really captured such an amazing athlete during his prime, and what a magnificent athlete Michael Jordan was. And especially if you can get a chance to watch the Last Dance documentary, which came out early 2020, it is absolutely sublime. And just to say, I was a big Shaquille O'Neal and Anthony Hardaway fan, so you're going to see some Shaquille O'Neal cards here. So I always respected Michael Jordan, but I was always a Shaquille O'Neal man first. And when Orlando beat Chicago Bulls, like the Michael Jordan Chicago Bulls, I was like, oh my gosh, he's human. So the first card I want to show off is the Michael Jordan 1986 rookie. Now this is a reprint. It's got the gold emblem, a decade of excellence, and there's even another parallel to this called the Fleer Ultra, decade of excellence. And I'm more than happy to own a reprint because this card, the original 1986 rookie, has just shot up in value. It's approaching $1 million. At the moment, it's worth between $600,000 and $700,000, and it's going to go up over $1 million. It's one of the most, talk about rookie cards and luck. This is one of the best looking trading cards of all time, and they're so lucky that the rookie card of Michael Jordan is so beautiful and captures the symbol of Michael Jordan, the fact that he's dunking it in his trademark in his trademark pose. He's got his tongue out. It's a vintage Chicago Bulls shirt. The crowd is looking on. You got opposition looking on, and they're like, that creates drama. Such a perfect rookie card. Because I think it's his second or third year. It's just terrible card. That could have been his rookie card. But it's just so fortunate that it's just such a beautiful image that they chose for his rookie card. Although some people would argue the star card is his actual rookie card. But I'm very, very happy that the market has chosen this to be his rookie card. It's by Fleer. It's just beautiful, and I'm more than happy just to have a reprint. And I want to say this is a really cheap card. I think you can still get it for relatively cheap, but as the Michael Jordan card, the original 1986 rookie, approaches $1 million, I have a feeling these cards will sort of go up in value. So I got this for $30, $30 in. I guess it cost that much because of the case, but I saw them as low as $5, $10 on eBay. But I think you got to look for the official release by Fleer, because I think they're reprints that are just reprints and they don't have this gold emblem. They try to look like it's like a facsimile of the original 1986 version. But this is more than happy with this one. And as I was researching Michael Jordan cards, a lot of true collectors of Michael Jordan, or hardcore collectors of Michael Jordan, they're very snooty towards this card. They really look down on it, like as if, oh, you're just getting into Michael Jordan, yeah, that's the Michael Jordan rookie is what you get when you're just entering the hobby. But I gotta really disagree, because you can't deny how beautiful this card is and how much it captures the mythology of Michael Jordan. You got to understand, Michael Jordan transcends the sport of basketball. He is a clothing brand. His shoes, oh my gosh, his shoes. I didn't realize how many different variations and how much of a collector's item Michael Jordan shoes were, and his clothing brand is so respected. He is known all around the world, Europe, Asia. I've been around the Philippines and everyone knows Michael Jordan there. And like, I think this is a beautiful card. And even if you do get this reprint, it's like, if I was an average person that just wanted a piece of memorabilia, of Jordan memorabilia, this is the card I want. And I don't care if it's a reprint. I'd love to have this on my shelf. And people go, oh, is that the Michael Jordan rookie card? Because it's so iconic. So, yeah, it's just weird to hear how Michael Jordan collectors are very snooty towards MJ cards. And they're very snooty towards pictures. They like more designer cards, like I'll get to this later, the Scoring Kings ones, like where they cut out the player and put him in a thematic background. I personally favor more of the photography side, like it's like more of a snapshot of that time. But yeah, but I don't think, don't feel bad if you fall in love with the Jordan rookie card, because it's a beautiful, beautiful card and it's quite deserving of its worthiness of going upwards of $1 million, I think. I think the collectors are just being very snooty. The next card is the 1990 Skybox, and I got this in a beautiful SGC slab. I don't really care for PSA, BGS, or SGC. I think they're all very beautiful slabs. And the thing I like about SGC is the black as well. The only critique, if I could critique SGC, the number is just a little bit too big for my taste, because my eyes tend to draw towards the number first, then the card. Whereas PSA, you sort of have to look a bit harder for the number. But I love SGC, the bevel case, and it feels very beautiful in your hand. So this card is the first release of the 1990, the first release of Skybox in 1990, so straight at the heart of the junk wax era. And the junk wax era is between 1988 and 1994, I believe. And that's where they overprinted trading cards because they were so popular. And so there is a lot of this card. And if you're happy with getting a PSA 8 or PSA 9 or PSA 7, you can get this for a pretty cheap price. I got this card between $100 and $200. Since the Michael Jordan boom, any 10s are approaching about $1,000. I'm not so sure, because with SGC, I know SGC doesn't have the sale ability as a PSA, but I'm sure just having a 10 on it would get, you know, around near the at least $1,000 Australian mark. But this is a beautiful card. He's playing golf in the background. The Skybox really changed the hobby with their release of this series, where they cut out the player and put him more in a thematic background. And so you get these more designer cards, and there is no denying Skybox's impact on the hobby. And if I could just bring up another card here, this is the 1997 Metal Universe Michael Jordan, and you can see similarities here. Now this set was the first year that Skybox teamed up with Marvel, so Marvel bought out Skybox, and so you had a lot of Skybox artists teaming up with Marvel artists, and a lot of these backgrounds in the Metal Universe series were designed by Marvel artists. So it's a really interesting set, the Metal Universe, and a lot of collectors really go for any cards that were made in the late 90s. They really believe those were the masterpieces of basketball trading cards. And the Metal Universe set is the most coveted set of Michael Jordan. So this Metal Universe card, there is two parallels to this, a green and a red. And literally the red version just has an all red background, and the green version just has an all green background. This is the base card. Some like the base card more because you can see more details, like in this case, they're planets. The red, there's only 90 of them, and the green, there's only 10 of them. And they're going upwards. I think the green is approaching $1 million, and the red's in the hundreds of thousands already. And that's dragged up all the base cards. So the base card of this used to be, like, I think in 2019, if you had bought this, was around, I don't know, between $20 to $50. And now these have shot up. To get a raw card of this is between $100 to $300 Australian. It's really crazy. And in fact, out of all the cards here, this is the most expensive card I paid for. It's a very condition sensitive card. So even if you got it fresh from a pack and you were taking it the cards came like this, you'd have to peel it because it's foil, which would cause some chipping on the edges or on the surface of the card, which would bring down its value. So it's very rare you see a high grade like a 9 or a 10. Usually you'll see an 8 or a 7. But these designer cards are what the Michael Jordan collectors really love, like where they cut out the Michael Jordan, they put him more in a thematic background that, whatever the card's theme is, like for example, the Scoring Kings one, which I'll get to. And so the Skybox one you can get really cheap. I got this between $100 and $200 slabbed in SGC 10. This one I paid a little bit more. I think I paid close to $500 American, and it's very hard for us in Australia to buy cards on eBay because we got importing charges, and I don't remember importing charges before 2020, so they must have come in recently, I think. But this card cost me over $600 to get. And this is just a base card, but these cards I have a feeling will keep going up as the parallels keep going. And again, a very condition sensitive card because of the foil and everything like that. But this is one of the most chased after Michael Jordan cards. They consider it the grail, the reds and the greens, and this is the base. And I just like having these two in my personal collection because you sort of see the evolution of the hobby when Skybox came in, its impact on the hobby, and then sort of like its masterpiece, if you like, or its magnus opus, which was the Metal Universe collection. And in fact, Arena, I think they're called Arena, the designers of this card, they have a whole blog on it on their Instagram channel. I'll see if I can remember to put a link down the bottom. The next card is the 1990 Fleer. So this is just a normal base card. This is peak junk wax era. This is in a PSA 9 graded slab. I actually invested in a bunch of PSA 10s on these for really cheap, and now they're going really high, so I'm looking to sell them. But this, in my opinion, is one of the best looking Michael Jordan cards out there, just because it really puts you, like, I love this. I'd put this one as number one, but this is definitely one of the best images of Michael Jordan. It's got the crowd, it's got the opposition looking on sort of pretty helplessly, and just the intensity of Michael Jordan's face, and it really sort of puts you in that situation. It's like he's popping out of the card, or you're immediately inside that space. I think this is one of the best looking images of Michael Jordan in all of trading cards, and a beautiful this design just takes you right back to the 90s. Such an awesome card. This one used to be really cheap, and in fact, if you can settle just for lower or raw grades of this, you can get this card really cheap. It's unfortunately the PSA 10s. There are a lot of them, but they are going up quite a bit on eBay if you want a PSA 10. Me, I'm for my personal collection, I'm not investing. I'm happy with any lower grades. The next cards I want to talk about are the Tony Pizzas. So the base set of this on the 91 Fleer, there are a lot of them. You can get this really cheap. The Tony Pizza versions, there's not many of them. And how the Tony Pizza versions came about, on the frozen pizzas of Tony's Pizza, in the 90s, they released special set of basketball cards. And in that, if you bought a frozen pizza, in there you'd get a pack of 2 cards. And the chase cards, obviously, well, the chase card in every basketball set has always been the Michael Jordan. So this is a very low population, the Tony Pizzas ones, and it's hard to get a high grade on this just because of the blue borders, and there's a lot of chipping on the edges on this one. But I love the Tony Pizzas, and the only difference between the Tony Pizza card and the actual Fleer 91 is that the Tony's Pizzas has an S for short print 33, and I can't remember what the original number was on the actual Fleer 91 version. But this is an awesome card. Look at the intensity of Michael Jordan there. I think it's more of a defensive play, like he's under, just the way he's facing under the basket, so I'm assuming he's just getting a rebound. And I've got this in a glorious 8.5 here. I'm really happy with it. But again, even if you want to get a Tony's Pizzas version of this, it's really cheap, like a raw card. You should be able to find it on eBay. I haven't come to think of it, actually. I haven't seen too many on eBay recently, but it's not a very expensive card. I spent a couple of $100 on this because it's hard to get a higher grade on this, and I'm happy with an 8.5 in a beautiful SGC slab. And the other the other card I want to talk about is another Tony Pizzas card. So this is the 92, and this is the last Tony's Pizza release. So again, this is a parallel or sorry, this is the Tony's Pizzas version of the Fleer set, of the 92 Fleer set. And so if you're happy with just the 92 Fleer of this card, it looks exactly the same as this, except it'll have a number, whereas the Tony's Pizzas doesn't have a number. But this is one of the best looking Michael Jordan cards out there, especially if you watch the Last Dance documentary. Michael Jordan said their whole entire offense was designed to neutralize Patrick Ewing because he was such a powerful and effective player. And just look at the intensity on Michael Jordan's face there, like the attacking Michael Jordan. The only criticism of this image is that Michael Jordan's a bit dark and there's no shots of the crowd there. I just like having the crowd present there, just so you know where your orientation is sort of on the court. But this is such a great card, such a beautiful image, really takes you back to the early 90s with the descending lettering there and the texture of the ball on the background there. Very difficult to get a good centering on any of the Tony's Pizzas. I guess they were just so rapid cutting these cards, and then just chucking them in the frozen Tony Pizza boxes. So this is in a beautiful BGS slab, 8.5. I'm so proud of this. 2 8.5s. I'm not a guy who chases 10s or anything like that for my personal collection. For investing, yeah, but for my personal collection, I couldn't care. But I think this is a must for any Michael Jordan fan. It's just such an awesome image of Michael Jordan and one of his greatest rivals, Patrick Ewing. Such a great card. So the Tony's Pizzas cards, definitely one of my favorites in my collection. And this is another Tony Pizzas card, the Shaquille O'Neal in a PSA 9 slab. This one here is one of his better rookie cards. I'll talk a bit more about Shaquille O'Neal rookie cards as I get along. Unfortunately, Shaquille O'Neal, and he's a great player, in the top 10, best of all time, very, very powerful center. And unfortunately, during his rookie years, it was during the prime junk wax era. So there are a lot of Shaquille O'Neal rookie cards. I think this is one of his better looking ones. Most of Shaquille O'Neal rookie cards are pretty bad. I think his most chased one is the Beam Team rookie card. Everyone loves the Beam Team one, but I can't afford that. I'm priced way out. But this is a Tony's Pizza version. Doesn't have a number in there. I just love the Tony Pizza cards. The other ones here, a Michael Jordan rookie. This is an actual rookie, not a reprint. And it says Electric Court, does it? Oh, it's Electric Diamond, I guess the baseball diamond. The basketball ones of Upper Deck say Electric Court. And this is a Michael Jordan rookie card. When he played baseball, I think it's a very important moment in the hobby where the greatest team player of all time quit his sport at the height of his career, went into baseball, a different sport, and did really well at it. Every expert was saying, yeah, if Michael Jordan just stuck to it, he would have made it to the majors. But I think this card just represents an important moment in sporting history. I don't know what the official Michael Jordan baseball rookie card is, but this card isn't too expensive at all. I think I spent just over $100 on this one Australian. This one's a bit more expensive because it's Electric Diamond, but if you're happy with any Michael Jordan rookies, pretty cheap. And the other one, Michael Jordan Scoring Kings, one of the few inserts that's very that's very cheap that you can afford. Again, cutting out the player, putting him in a thematic background. You got a crest here of a royal court to imply, he's a scoring king. One of the resources I listened to heavily when I was researching Michael Jordan is the House of Jordan podcast. They've stopped doing it, but the content that's already on there on Michael Jordan is really, really good. And I just fell in love with how much enthusiasm they were talking about in this guy in particular. And it's really cheap too. You can get this for just over $100. Sorry, the camera cut out there. These next ones here are going up in price, and I love these ones. These are Michael Jordan Beam Team cards, and I got the original card here, the base card, and then the members only. These are in PSA 8 slabs, condition sensitive cards, just like the Metal Universe card there, because of the foil. So even if you got this fresh out of the pack, you sort of take it off and it'll sort of start peeling. This is just such an awesome image of Michael Jordan, and I'm really proud of this. The PSA 8s here, and I got the other Beam Team refractor here, members only, and the base set. Such a cool image. This is such an awesome set of Michael Jordan here, and I'm probably looking to sell these cards. I didn't expect them to shoot up in value at all. Like, I knew the 9s and 10s were going for a really good price, but I didn't expect even the 8s are dragging upwards in the thousands of dollars. So I only got these for about $200 to $300 each, and the reason I'm umming and ahhing about that is because I bought it in sort of like a bundle. So I got like 3 of them together for like $700, and I got the members only for like $300. So I don't know, a couple $100 each, and these are like going for thousands of dollars, and I'll probably look to sell them as a set 2 and 2 because it's so awesome. The only difference between the base and the members only here has a slight stamp, an embossed stamp, and the other one doesn't. And it's this lighting here, this refractor sort of thing here, is supposed to represent the lights of a halftime show. So yeah, pretty cool here. I love the Beam Team cards, and sadly I'm gonna have to depart with them again. I'm only wanted to show off my PC because this was so cheap. This is my cheap budget PC. I'm not a hardcore collector collecting the really expensive ones, but it's just unfortunate the Beam Teams have just shot up in value. And who knows, by the time in a couple of months, all these Michael Jordans might be worth a fortune. I don't know. Like, I'm happy with lower grades, but geez. And this is another set here, and I saw this on the House of Jordan podcast. This is the Player of the Century. This is a really good set here, going through the decade. Or going through the championship years of Michael Jordan, and this is a 10-card set, 80 to I think 81 to 90, and so it tells a story on each one. The parallel of this, it's serial numbered to 100, and it's got like a die-cut edging on the edge here. It's so expensive. They're like $500 each Australian, but if you want to own a serial numbered Michael Jordan, I guess that isn't too bad of a price. And you'll have to scour eBay for them. But for me, for my collection, I'm more than happy with owning this entire set. And you can get this really cheap. I think I got this whole set for like $60 American. And so with shipping and import fees, it probably cost me around $100 to get all 10 of these cards. And this is a beautiful, it's got a beautiful set. So it's got some gold foil. It's got some refractor lettering, although that looks like a P. But yeah, really cool set there. Player of the Century on that one. And the other card I absolutely love is the memorable moments, especially after watching the documentary. The night before the game, Michael Jordan was really hungry, and the only place that was open was a pizza place. And so they ordered the pizza, he ate it, and he got food poisoning, and he was so sick, yet he pushed through that game, scoring 38 points. And I love this image of Scottie Pippen holding him up or encouraging him, or maybe they're victorious, going, "We made it." And it's just such a beautiful image, especially with how much Michael Jordan talks up Scottie Pippen. He said you can't talk about Michael Jordan without mentioning Scottie Pippen, and that was just so beautiful. And this is one of the most beautiful cards that really showcases that relationship, I think. Condition sensitive card because of the gold foiling. In fact, for an 8, there's a lot of chipping here on the edges. And this card is really cheap. I got this slabbed SGC, bought on eBay for like $30, I think. So yeah, and the raw cards are going for like nothing. So I think this is a beautiful, beautiful card. It's not limited at all. And I love the, just really the die cut of this. It just really showcases such a beautiful frame for such a beautiful moment in sporting history, I think. Memorable moments. And I tried to limit myself to only one Scottie Pippen card, and of course, with how much you guys have seen how much I love Tony Pizza cards, I decided to have the Scottie Pippen Tony's Pizza card, and I got 2 of them because I pulled these from a pack. I bought about 100 or 200 packs for like 150 of Tony Pizzas, and I was lucky to get 2 Scottie Pippens at least. So I'll probably get these graded by BGS or PSA or whatever further down the line. So 2 Scottie Pippens there. So these are cards I have to get graded. This is my favorite and the best of the Shaquille O'Neal cards. Just want to showcase a bit of Shaquille O'Neal here. When you think of Shaquille O'Neal, you think of power. Like he was just such an unstoppable force under the ring. And a lot of his rookie cards just never really captured that. This is one of his Chase rookie cards that's sort of going up in value. I got this really cheap. But the gold foil one where it's all gold here is definitely going up in value. And it's just really unfortunate. A lot of the Shaquille O'Neal cards just doesn't capture that power. This is I got the Metal Universe of Shaquille O'Neal, and I don't get this. Like, I guess they're as tall as power mills, windmills, or something. I don't know. It gets a bit silly, some of these theme cards. My brother builds those, by the way. I like Panini Winter Stays. It reminds me of the 80s. I love the Meltdown card, just that power of Shaq, bam, the green and the purple there, just such an awesome set. I would love to own the Michael Jordan Meltdown, but that's just skyrocketing in value. The Shaquille O'Neal Topps Chrome. I love Topps Chrome cards. This is a very important set. This is the first set of Topps Chrome, I think, in the hobby. And you got the Kobe Bryant rookie in this set as well. And I would love to own the Michael Jordan one of this, but it just keeps going up in price. I don't think I'll be able to afford it anymore. But Shaquille O'Neal Topps Chrome. I'd probably get the Scottie Pippen one eventually. This is my favorite Shaquille O'Neal rookie card. I'm a boxer myself, and I'm a very defensive boxer. So I love defense whenever it's showcased. It's one of the most underrated things. And this is such an awesome card of Shaquille O'Neal. Really showcases the power of Shaq. And I got this really cheap, guys. Like, you can get this raw for like $50 or something. Very popular set, famous nicknames, although Shaq isn't doing much there, but Shaq nicknames. I just remember this set as a kid. This card is going up in price. I got this for like $40 maybe. Michael Jordan Air, but this is one of his very popular inserts. I think there's actually a lot of this, and the Scoring Kings one, I think from the same set. It's got the lightning bolt in the background. I'd love to own that one, but that one's just skyrocketing in price. I love board games, so Michael Jordan board games, very condition sensitive card. I love Topps throwback cards. They do this with UFC cards a lot. So this is, although this came out in the 90s and it's showcased there with a more modern pick, it's as if the throwback cards were as if this card was to be released in the 80s, this is what it would look like. And so this is a glimpse of what the Topps rookie card would look like. And I like that idea. Really cool. Not as beautiful as the Fleer, rookie card, which is right here. Not as beautiful as that one, but still really cool. I love that. Love this card. But this is my favorite Shaquille O'Neal card. It just really showcases the power of Shaq. And when you think of Shaquille O'Neal, this is what I think of. It's like the card is breaking up from his power. And I'm not too sure about Panini. I don't know much about them. I just love this. The refractor on it's just like it's breaking apart from this slam. Such an awesome card. I can't wait to get this slabbed. And this card was really cheap as well, like $30. So that's my Michael Jordan personal collection. Not very expensive at all. Like these aren't investment cards. These are just cards I sort of fell in love with doing all my research and everything. And I was like, okay, I promised myself I'd just get into Michael Jordan to invest. But some of these cards I just couldn't resist. I just had to get them. All right, guys, good luck on your hobby and building your personal collection. Even if you don't have a lot of money, you can chase down some awesome Michael Jordan cards that really generate a lot of enthusiasm for Jordan and sporting hobby.